hard. Many lawyers get to argue before the Illinois Supreme Court, and I think too sometimes the perception of people who do public defender work is less than positive, and so to be able to showcase that there are dedicated defenders, you know, for many reasons it was a success.
But you said a key thing, that a vacancy came about, and it was the Illinois Supreme Court, right?
Yes, they have the authority to appoint lawyers to fill judicial vacancies. When judges retire and there's still time left on their terms, lawyers can be appointed, or you know, other retired judges, whomever, can be appointed to fill the vacancy. And there is a process you go through. You don't just get plucked out and have this great job. You, at least my process was, I was evaluated by the Chicago Bar Association and the Alliance of Bar Associations, and that's 10 different bar associations. There's an exhaustive application to fill out for each, and they ask for things like all of your trials, the people you worked with. They interview the judges you appeared before, your colleagues, your opponents. It's a really exhaustive evaluation process, and then after that they make recommendations as to whether they believe you would be a good candidate to become a judge. And I went through the process, and all of the evaluating bar associations, all 11 in total, found me qualified or recommended. The Illinois State Bar Association said I was highly qualified. The Cook County Bar Association said I was highly recommended. But with those evaluations, then the court does a further evaluation, and then it has to be voted on. So you're not, even then, you know, a single justice or even two, they can't just decide, okay, we want you to be a judge. It has to be voted on by the Illinois Supreme Court.
You know, I've talked to a lot of judges, and so many people have gotten on the bench different ways, through elections, appointments, the associate judges. It's not that I'm confused, but a lot of people, like my viewers, don't know. You know, some of them think that people just jump up and want to run.
No, there are three ways to become a judge. The first way is through the way I've become a judge, being appointed. But even when you're appointed, you either have to run and be elected, or go through the associate judge's selection process. So those are the other two ways you become a judge. Running for election, you can run either county-wide, as I'm running, or in a sub-circuit. Sub-circuits were developed, of course, to create distinct geographical regions where people who live in those regions get to choose who they want to be their judges. And the idea was to allow greater access to more people to be able to vote from a sub-circuit standpoint. And then the county-wide process, of course, is everybody all over Cook County can vote for you. Now, the associates process, you become a judge when sitting full circuit judges, they vote to make people applying for associate judge. You have to
then I was told you end up on a short list or something.
Right. Everybody applies, and then they shorten the list down to double the number they're looking for. You go around and you petition all of the full circuit judges. You explain to them your qualifications. You present them. They vote, and then the top vote getters get that. Right.
So you were appointed by the Illinois Supreme Court.
Right. And now I have to run to.
And how long have you been on the bench since the appointment?
Well, December 2010 is when I was appointed. The vacancy runs through December 3rd of 2012. So now I'm about halfway into my term, a little over half. So I've been a judge for about a year and a month now.
Right. So we want to send you won't now. The vacancy that you're in now,
Dorothy Curie Kennard.
Right. The vacancy, are you running for a vacancy? Correct me if I'm
appointed to fill the retiring judge, Dorothy Curie Kennard's vacancy, and I was appointed to that spot, and that's the actual spot that I'm also running in.
Okay.